You ever find yourself staring out the window, wondering if your best years have quietly slipped by? Maybe you sit with a cup of coffee, thinking about the choices you've made and the roads you've taken, not with regret exactly, but a quiet curiosity, a sense that maybe there's more out there still waiting. Perhaps you're feeling a gentle restlessness, like there's something unfinished, something you set aside years ago because life needed your attention elsewhere. You might look at your reflection and see someone who's lived through seasons, someone who's weathered storms, someone who's carried responsibility and expectation for so long you've almost forgotten what your dreams felt like. But I want you to listen carefully, because this message is for you. You're not too old to start over. You're not too late. The idea that life has a timeline, that opportunities only knock once, it's just not true. Life has chapters, and the story you're living now can still surprise you with unexpected beauty and profound purpose. Starting over doesn't mean wiping the slate clean and pretending your past didn't happen. Instead, it means looking honestly at everything you've been through and deciding what to carry forward. It means choosing authenticity, deciding what aligns with who you genuinely are today, not who you used to be or who others expect you to be. Age is not a limitation, it's liberation. Age is clarity. Age is knowing yourself well enough to finally let go of what no longer serves you. You see, the younger version of you was wonderful, filled with energy and ambition. But the older version of you has something far more powerful: wisdom, discernment, the ability to say no to distractions, the courage to say yes to yourself. I've met so many people who thought they missed their chance, only to discover that their true calling arrived precisely when they were ready to listen. There's a woman I know who started painting at 71. Her family thought it was just a hobby, but it became her life's work, something that gave her more joy than anything she'd ever known. Another man went back to college at 65 to study history, something he always loved but never allowed himself to pursue. He graduated alongside classmates half his age, smiling more broadly than anyone else on stage. You see, it's never about age, it's about courage. Courage to start small, courage to start slow, courage to embrace uncertainty. You don't have to see the entire path ahead. You only need to see the next step clearly enough to take it. Starting over is not always dramatic. Often it's quiet, a simple decision to do something differently, to respond rather than react, to create rather than consume. Maybe you feel drawn to something creative, a story you've always wanted to write, an instrument you never played, a garden you've never planted, or perhaps it's personal, a desire to reconnect with old friends, or even to make new ones. Despite feeling like it's too late, it's never too late to make connections that feed your soul. Sometimes starting over simply means allowing yourself to slow down and enjoy life in a way you never have before. You've spent decades running, meeting deadlines, proving yourself to others, but this chapter, this season of life is yours. This is your time to rediscover what makes you feel alive, what fills you up rather than drains you. It's also important to know that you don't need permission from anyone else to begin again. You don't need approval. The validation you're seeking comes from within, from finally aligning your external life with your internal truth. You might worry about what others will think, about people judging your new path or your new choices. But remember this: most people are too busy with their own lives to scrutinize yours. And the ones who truly matter will be the ones cheering you on. They'll see the light in your eyes and recognize that something profound is happening, that you're coming home to yourself. As you consider starting over, think of it not as abandonment of what you've built, but as evolution. You're evolving into a version of yourself who is more aligned, more authentic, and more fulfilled. You're not discarding your experiences, you're using them as fuel, as wisdom, as a foundation for your next chapter. I've seen people transform their health simply because they decided it was finally time to care for themselves the way they cared for everyone else. They chose daily walks, nourishing food, restful sleep, small steps that led to profound changes, giving them energy and clarity they'd long forgotten. I've seen others mend relationships they thought were too far gone simply by making the first move, by reaching out with humility and kindness. I've seen forgiveness create miracles. I've seen communication heal wounds decades old. It's never too late for healing, never too late for connection, never too late for joy. And perhaps the most beautiful part of starting over later in life is the freedom from needing everything to look a certain way. You can pursue goals without pressure. You can explore without expectation. You have the freedom now to follow joy, curiosity, and passion without the weight of proving anything to anyone. In fact, starting over later in life can be the most authentic beginning because now you're doing it for you. You're not chasing validation. You're not performing. You're living. You're finally giving yourself the gift of living in a way that truly resonates. And the truth is, there's no magic age when you're suddenly qualified or unqualified to live fully. Life is always ready to meet you exactly where you are. Opportunities don't expire. They evolve. Dreams don't disappear. They adapt. Your purpose doesn't fade. It clarifies. You might not have the boundless energy of youth, but you have something even more valuable: depth. You know yourself better now. You understand life more clearly. You appreciate things more deeply. These are not trivial. These are the qualities that make this stage of life rich and rewarding in ways youth never could be. So I invite you today, if you've been holding back, waiting for a sign or permission or validation, this is it. This is your gentle reminder that you're not too old, you're not too late, and your dreams still matter. Life isn't a straight line, it's a spiral. We circle back to dreams we thought we'd lost, to desires we thought we'd outgrown, to truths we've known all along but needed time to accept. It's okay if your steps are small, it's okay if your progress is slow. Every step forward is still forward. Every new choice is progress. Every time you honor your truth, you're living more deeply. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to shift direction. You're allowed to surprise yourself. You're allowed to start over. Your next chapter is waiting, and it's not an ending, it's a beginning. It's not about running out of time, but stepping into the right moment exactly when you are ready. It's about recognizing the richness of your experiences and using them to craft something even more meaningful, something that aligns perfectly with who you are today. Your story isn't finished. Far from it. Instead, you're at the edge of a beautiful unfolding, one that values wisdom over haste, authenticity over perfection, and fulfillment over mere achievement. It's about allowing yourself to grow into new dreams, to explore new pathways, and to honor the voice within that gently encourages you forward. It's not too late. It's precisely the right time, and everything you need to begin again is already within you, patiently waiting to bloom. Consider the small dreams you've tucked away, the quiet whispers you've set aside. Those gentle nudges were not fleeting whims, but meaningful calls toward something true and fulfilling. Perhaps there are passions you've never fully explored, interests that quietly sparked joy but never quite found room to breathe. Maybe it's a hobby you admired from afar, or a skill you always intended to learn but felt you didn't have time for. Now you have the space to nurture these quiet longings, to cultivate them with patience and genuine curiosity. Imagine dedicating even a small part of each day to something that fills you with quiet excitement, something that feels entirely yours. Picture yourself engaging in activities that nourish your spirit, awaken your creativity, and connect you deeply to who you truly are beneath all the roles and responsibilities. Embrace the beauty of incremental progress, understanding that the journey itself is as valuable as the destination. Allow yourself the grace of learning slowly, without pressure or expectation. Each step forward, no matter how modest, carries immense value. Each small act of courage or creativity strengthens your connection to your inner voice, reinforcing your authenticity and empowering you to continue exploring. Reflect on the moments in your past when you felt most alive, most authentic. Often these moments hold clues about what truly resonates with your heart. They might remind you of what you've set aside or overlooked, gently urging you to reclaim these aspects of yourself. Whether it's reconnecting with nature, expressing yourself artistically, fostering deeper relationships, or simply embracing moments of peaceful solitude, allow these memories to guide your choices today, and remember, your dreams don't have to look impressive or significant to anyone else. They don't need external validation or recognition. Your dreams, your pursuits, your interests are inherently valuable because they matter deeply to you. The world doesn't have to understand or approve for something to hold true meaning and significance in your life. You have earned the right to create your days in a way that feels fulfilling and true. You have earned the wisdom and freedom to honor what matters most to you. Let this newfound freedom inspire you to experiment boldly, to try new things without fear of judgment or failure. Embrace curiosity over caution, openness over certainty, and authenticity over perfection. In rediscovering these dreams and exploring these new pathways, you might find that life becomes richer and more vibrant than ever before. You might discover hidden talents, unexpected joys, and deeper connections, both within yourself and with others. You may find that the path you're creating now is not only meaningful, but profoundly liberating. So as you move forward, trust the wisdom you've gained, trust the voice within that gently guides you, and trust that the future you're stepping into is not merely promising, it's already blossoming, patiently awaiting your arrival.